U.S. President Donald Trump tells Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. he will take up the concerns of the Philippines with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Chinese vessels water cannon Philippine ships the second day in a row. EDCOM2 says housing projects without education facilities add to the severe shortage of classrooms. ICC member states will vote on whether to dismiss Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan for alleged sexual misconduct. And the Trump administration will impose new tariffs of 10 to 12.5% on 60 trading partners, including the Philippines, China, and Europe. U.S. President Donald Trump assures Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. he will, quote, take up the concerns of the Philippines with Chinese President Xi Jinping. Malacanang says Trump made the commitment to Marcos in a phone call where the two leaders discussed the current global economic and security situation. Trump and Xi are expected to meet when the Chinese president goes on a U.S. trip in September. This comes after U.S. State Secretary Marco Rubio met with Marcos and top government officials in Malacanang on July 22. Malacanang Communications Secretary Dave Gomez says Marcos updated Rubio on recent incidents in the South China Sea. Gomez adds the call with Trump is an offshoot of Rubio's palace call, part of his first visit to Manila as state secretary. Rubio was in the Philippines to participate in high-level meetings of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, which Manila chairs. Chinese vessels hit at least 3 Philippine vessels with water cannons again during a mission to Bajo de Masinloc in the West Philippine Sea. The water cannon attacks on Philippine vessels happened 2 days in a row, July 23 and 24. The Philippine Coast Guard says 2 CCG ships hit the PCG's BRP Cape San Agustin and the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources vessel BRP Datu Paduhinog. A CCG ship also trained its water cannon on another BFAR vessel, the BRP Datu Cabaylo. The Chinese vessels also did dangerous maneuvers close to the Philippine vessels. The PCG says personnel are safe and the vessels went ahead with their mission. The 2016 Arbitral Award has affirmed that Bajo de Masinloc is a traditional fishing ground of Filipino fisherfolk whose rights cannot be lawfully impeded by any foreign power. The Second Congressional Commission on Education, or EDCOM2, says housing projects without planned education facilities add to the severe shortage of classrooms. This in turn contribute to the poor quality of learning in the country. EDCOM2 Executive Director Carol Mark Yee reports this during a Senate Basic Education Committee hearing. He reports 58 housing projects by the National Housing Authority do not have planned school facilities. The 58 NHA housing projects are located in Bulacan, Rizal, Cavite, Laguna, Pampanga, and Metro Manila. Only low-cost developments with 1,500 units and above require education facilities.
Policies are silent about the cumulative challenges faced by schools when multiple housing sites are set up but without any schools to go to.
International Criminal Court member states are set to vote on whether to dismiss the court's chief prosecutor Karim Khan for alleged sexual misconduct. Khan denies any wrongdoing and has called the decision that led to the vote unlawful, procedurally unfair, and unsupported by evidence. He is accused of having an inappropriate sexual relationship with a junior staff member. If ICC member states dismiss Khan, it will be seen by his supporters as the result of political pressure. As prosecutor, he sought arrest warrants for senior Israeli officials for alleged war crimes committed in Gaza. The ICC's investigation into Israel's conduct led the Trump administration to impose sanctions on Khan. U.S. President Donald Trump will impose new tariffs of 10% and 12.5% on goods from 60 trading partners, with the Philippines receiving the 12.5% rate. Also included are Europe and China over allegations of lax enforcement of forced labor bans. This comes after a temporary 10% global tariff expired. Trade partners around the world join in strongly disputing the justification, but some note they would make little difference to current levies. The new tariffs cover 99.4% of U.S. imports, but include numerous product exemptions such as oil and gas, fertilizer, and certain food items. The U.S. imposes a 10% duty on goods from Argentina, Bangladesh, Britain, Cambodia, Canada, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, India, Indonesia, Jordan, Malaysia, Mexico, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Trinidad and Tobago. 10 or 12.5% duties are imposed on the European Union, Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, and Switzerland. Along with the Philippines, the 12.5% rate is imposed on 38 countries, including Vietnam and China. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gotinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. For more updates, download the Rappler app.